Big Low Kuntry. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Kuntry. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that loves to sit around and talk about sports. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you are here with us, and we definitely and greatly appreciate it. First of all, make sure if you're watching the show after we've gone live already, make sure that you put a What in the World Bowl in the comments. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. I would definitely and greatly appreciate it. Man, it seems like it's been a minute. It almost makes me want to say, twins, where have you been? Nobody loves me. I had to slide out, didn't I? I had to slide out, didn't I? Twins, where have you been? Nobody knows me quite like you. Nobody. Oh, man. Man, so, first of all, we got to show love to everybody that's showing love to us. John Brooks is in here. He says, what in the world, Bo? He says, and I smashed that like button. And Big Low, be honest, I hope Justin Fields becomes a Falcon. Woo! You starting off hot. But you ain't starting off hot as about whatever. He said, what in the world, Bo? I hope you and Coach Roney ain't buying or selling that bum behind Fields to Atlanta bullcrap. 100, 100, 100. He says he got 12 wins in 4 years. That's 3 wins a year. He said he a bum. Goodness gracious, bro. Definitely, man. Also, we got a couple Superman chats already. Shouts out to Red Swarm. He says, show some love to Coach Low and Coach Roney. Rise up, y'all. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Much love to you, Coach. We definitely and greatly appreciate that. Also, Coach Dex Diggs is in here. He says, what in the gosh darn world, Bo? He says, which way the team is headed. He says, I don't know which way the team is headed, but I'm definitely tired of being in purgatory. Have a good show and continue blessings. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. We appreciate that, Coach Dex Diggs, Coach Red Swarm. Much love to both of y'all, gentlemen. Hope that y'all enjoyed the show tonight. I know that it's been a minute, but we are here, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and we're going to see if we can make it do what it do. Tay Bros in here. Sterling Woods is in here. Will Amy, much love to you. Rishi, much love, fam. Terror Artist 404, much love to you, Bo. Hope you're doing good. I see what you're doing over there with the gaming. Keep doing your thing, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out Terror Artist 404. Daniel's in here. It says evening. Much love. Douglas Farrington. Dex Blash. Much love to y'all, man. Doug, he said, I don't care who the quarterback is. I just want a Super Bowl ring. I don't care who it is, Bo. I don't care. It could be Morgan Freeman for all I care. I do not care who the quarterback is. I just want a Super Bowl ring. We're going to unpack it all. Like we're coming back from a long trip. We're going to talk about, Justin Fields. We're going to talk about the Desmond Ridder situation. We're going to talk about, if we do draft a quarterback, who should it be? Who is it? We're going to talk about all of it. Who we should look at during free agency. We're going to talk about, look, basically, everybody's been talking about it all week. And, old country boy, I just been sitting back, chilling in the cut, waiting for my chance to, come in and, talk about it and, just kind of show some love. And, as a coaching staff, we collectively put our heads together to see if we could get towards the greater goal. Dex Blasting in here says, what in the world, Bo? What's going on, man? Mario, what's going on, family? Hope you're doing good. Also, we got another Superman chat in here. Shouts out to my boy Rashad, man. Good people. Him and his wife, man. Much love to y'all. He said, what in the world, Bo? Long time no speak. Much love to you and Coach Roney. Well, you know what? You know what that means, Coach? That means I got to hit you up. I'm going to have to call you just for that, man. Much love to you. I definitely appreciate that. And that's that, because, you hit us with that doggone show now. That's that da-da-da. That's a Superman chat. Much love to you, fam. I definitely appreciate that, man. So, let's go ahead and chop it up. What in the world, Bo? Justin Fields everybody's been talking about, Justin Fields unfollowed the Atlanta Falcons. He unfollowed the Chicago Bears. People are saying that is he going to come back home? Is he going to give that hometown discount if he gets a long-term contract with the Atlanta Falcons moving forward? It's the perfect situation. He was in a bad situation previously with the Chicago Bears with bad coaching. He only, if I'm not mistaken, because I know that about whatever said 12 games. I think he just won 11 games, and I might be wrong, but I think he just won 11 games in 3 years. But I mean, we also got to acknowledge the elephant in the room. I mean, there's a lot of, people in the Atlanta Falcons fan base who want, they want Michael Vick 2.0. They feel like Justin Fields could be that guy, to help take us into the new millennium, right? So, I mean, with that being said, I guess, in true coaching staff action, let's just go ahead and put it out on the table, Bo. Like a drunk night in Vegas. Let's put it out on the table. Do you feel like the Atlanta Falcons should get Justin Fields? If you feel like they should get Justin Fields, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of those cases where they should move on and not get Justin Fields, get any other quarterback, basically the field, pun intended, the field, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what you're thinking. So if you feel like we should get Justin Fields, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like we should get anybody else but Justin Fields, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what the coaching staff, what the Atlanta Falcons fans, what everyone is thinking, because let's be honest. Just like a coach said earlier, man, Bo, we in purgatory. Like, I know that song that I was singing earlier. I was singing it to y'all with all my heart and soul, but I kind of feel like that about Matt Ryan. Nobody loves me like you do. Nobody be my quarterback quite like you. I'm starting to feel like that. Shouts out to Matt Ryan. I actually talked to one of his teammates today on the phone who was, it was from high school, right, Coach Ronnie? Yeah, he was his quarterback. Matt Ryan was his quarterback in high school in Pennsylvania. So shouts out to Matt. I told him, like, hey, man, you ever talk to Matt again, tell him, he can't throw the ball as well as I can. But, much love to him. Tell him we ain't got nothing but love for him. Nobody loves me quite like you, no. You such a hater, Coach Roddy. You such a hater. Oh, man. So we got a few more people came in. Shouts out to my homeboy Nando. Demetrius Jeff. What's going on with you, bro? Hope you're doing good tonight, man. Shouts out to my homeboy Tony Wright. He says, no. We better not get Justin Fields in Atlanta. It won't work. He said it won't work. We also got another Superman chat. Shouts out to my big bro, man. Padre, he says, greeting to the 3Ye Nation. What? The 3Ye Nation? You can hear Coach Ron in the background. He says, let's just trade up to 3. Take Drake May. What's going on, Coach Ron? Oh, okay. You had a rip. Okay, I hear you. He said, move up to 3. Take Drake May or Jada Daniels and prosper. Hello, I hang up and listen. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. Much love to you, Coach. We definitely appreciate that, man. That's something that we definitely gonna consider. I see everybody putting their votes in as far as where we should go to. So, and if you're watching after we, done the live already, feel free to put it in the comments. Trust me, I love to go back and look at the comments to see what everybody's thinking. So, if you feel like we should take Justin Fields, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of them situations where we need to go ahead, get somebody else, move on, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what everybody thinks. So Mario, Red Swarm, they say they get naked for Justin Fields. They want to go up to Chicago, and go ahead and get Justin Fields. They said, look, if you don't get Justin Fields, you a goofy. That's how they talk in Chicago. You a goofy on my dead homie, son. Oh man. Let's see. Marina Tony Wright, they say two. They said they don't want, they said pineapples. They don't like it. They ain't really fooling with the whole Justin Fields train. Authentic Sim says he's on the Justin Fields train. Let's see. Name is Break. Shouts out to you. Much love to you for coming in here. He says he don't want Justin Fields. Shouts out to Chris. He says Justin Fields all day. Sterling, Red Swarm, X-Men Entertainment's in here. Much love to you, fam. Says he's looking at Justin Fields. Shouts out to Five-Star Falcon in here. What's going on with you, Bo? Hope you're doing good. Nando says Justin Fields all day. Padre says 1.5 feels like a rushed proposition. You don't never want to feel rushed. You'll never want to feel rushed. It should be one of the situations where if it don't feel right, just go ahead and move on. Like, don't let nobody rush you and do it. That's one thing Coach Ronnie told me. She taught me that. Like, look, if it don't feel right, just go ahead and keep pushing. Keep on moving. Tex Dick says, your boy, Stupio Jones, just kidding, did the same thing. So, what in the world? He talking about Julio Jones saying that he missed Matt Ryan as well. Well, we're in the same boat. He could back. No, he's saying that. Yeah. He's saying that he pretty much said it, in so many words. Reacher says 3, Jaden Daniels or Fields or Cousins. Okay. Danny Johnson's in here, says 1, anybody but McCarthy and Russ. Okay. So I mean, looks like we got a few different options. Demetrius showing Coach Ronnie some love in here. Much love to you both. So I mean, it looks like we're on both sides of the spectrum. X-Men Entertainment, he put one in here 27 times. He said, "Bring the Georgia boy back home." Now the question is, is it one of them situations where if we do bring the Georgia boy back home, are we bringing them back home just to bring them back home? I guess that's my question. Is it one of them situations where we say, hey, this is where you're from, so this is where you belong, right? One thing that we've learned over the years is that so much talent has come from Georgia, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Georgia has like one of the biggest percentage of Super Bowl winners, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, or players in the NFL, like, so we have so much talent come out of the state of Georgia. It's like after a while you be like, hey man, like we want to start keeping some of this talent. Like we want to keep some of these hometown boys. You see what we did last year with the Bud Duprees. He came back from Macon, Georgia, and had a pretty respectful season with us. I wouldn't mind bringing them back on a team-friendly deal. The people like the A.J. Terrells and is Jonnu Smith from Georgia? I can't remember. But we've seen a lot of people come out of Georgia. Whenever they come back to train, they train in Atlanta. They during the off season. So moving forward, it's one of the situations where, we want to keep those hometown guys. But in this particular situation, I don't know if Justin Fields is going to be the right situation for us. Just hear me out. Number one, first of all, I think Justin Fields is an incredible talent. I feel like he's a very talented young man. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball. But there's something that we learned whenever Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot and Coach Robinson, whenever they were talking about what they're looking for in a quarterback, they said they're looking for a guy who's a high processor, right? They're looking for a high processing guy. What's the latest iPhone, Coach Ronnie? Is it the iPhone 16? Yeah, it's the iPhone 15 or 16. He's looking for high processing guys. He's looking for iPhone 15s or 16s or Samsung 223s or whatever Samsung number they own now. I don't know if he's looking for a Nokia 2500. I don't know if he's looking for that. Justin Fields, great talent. I feel like this system is for a guy who can run the offense, not just have the offense called for him, right? So whenever he comes to the line, he looks and sees, hey, this is what we're doing to this side. While we're working this side, we're going to make sure that we shift the line this way because, look, if they're playing this kind of coverage on this side, we're going to sneak this guy up underneath over here, on a quick slant and, just get this first down. And, we're going to watch that. If they run that same thing, the next couple of times, we're going to run a sluggo over here. We're going to hit them over the top. Like, that's the kind of guys that we're looking for, right? So, I mean, moving forward, I don't know if it's a situation, and this is why I'm in such a quandary about this situation, guys. It's because, think about it, we don't know what Justin Fields is capable of. We legitimately don't know. We don't know if it's a situation where Justin Fields could come in and be a Cam Newton. We don't know if he could come in and be a early in his career RG3. We don't know if he's that or if he's Aaron Brooks. I don't know if he's Colin Kaepernick in the later years. We don't know. So moving forward, the question is, as you reset the whole quarterback position, as you reset this offense, because Bijan Robinson said that he's eyeing 2,000 yards next year. So as we're resetting this whole offense and as we're resetting this whole culture as a team, the question is, are we willing to take that risk with a guy who's been in the league for 3 years? That's the question. If it works, it'll be perfect because you got an experienced guy who already has a rapport with Kyle Pitts. If anybody ever seen Hey Rookie, Welcome to the NFL, back when Kyle Pitts and Justin Fields got drafted, like they were working out together here in Atlanta every day. Right? Once again, he's from Atlanta. You can get him, he's on the last year of his rookie deal. It'll be a situation where you could test him out and you could probably get a team-friendly deal if it's one of those situations where you want to give him something long-term. But the question is, and shouts out to Smitty, I see him in here, says Galaxy S24. That sounds like that robot in Star Trek. Galaxy S24, or is he a Nokia 1500 that you can only play the Snake video game on? That's the question at the end of the day. Oh, man. Shouts out to C-Dub in the house. Much love to you, Bo. Okay, see, Coach Padre, see, that's my tech friend. He had to get me right. The iPhone 15 Plus is the new, yeah, that's the new. That's the new. I hammer nails in mine and everything else until it just can't go no more. My case was literally falling apart. Coach Ronald was like, you need a case. It was literally falling apart. Oh, man. Shouts out to my homeboy Tyler Russell. Much love to you, Tyler. Hope you and Coach Christine are doing good over there, man. Much love to you. Okay, yeah, Janu is from Philly. Thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate that. Smitty says, Big Low Vandross. What's up, man? Man, Lufa? You don't put me in the category. Oh, let Uncle Steve hear you say that, because, he got... What you say, Colorado? Oh, man. Y'all off the chain, boy. Y'all off the chain. But yeah, I mean, so that's the question. Tony Wright, he says high processors. That's guys like your Kirk Cousins, your Russell Wilsons, your Jaden Daniels, Drake Mays, Bo Nix, and I mean let's keep it a buck, Coach Tony. Your Michael Penix Juniors. I ain't gonna lie to you, the way that he ran that offense in Washington, as far as rookies, he may be the highest processing guy coming out in this draft. Now, I met Drake May, and I seen Drake May up close and personal. Now, Drake May, he's a heck of a quarterback, but I'm gonna tell you something. That offense that he's running, it wasn't an NFL style offense. Like he wasn't going and I put it to you like this: it was a lot of check with me's in the offense that he was running. He was looking to the sideline a whole lot, right? Michael Penix, he came to that line and he just kind of did what he did. Shouts out to Big John Higgins in here. Just what in the world, bro? What's going on with you? Man, I hope you're doing good, Brother John. Much love. Whenever you get a chance, you can send me that rabbit and gravy too. You know, I know that you're good, boy, Big John. Some guys in here. He said, hit them notes, big. Hey, we do what we can do. John Higgins says he's a PS5 and a Motorola Edge Plus. Now, you talking about the new Motorola Edges? Or are you talking about the old school ones? You know, when we were just happy because the phone had color. Which one you talking about? Oh, man, Brandon Little's in here. Much love to you, Bo. Hope you're doing good, man. Appreciate everybody for coming on and chopping it up with us. Also, if you can, make sure that you hit that like button. You hit that like button for me, I promise you. We'll dance at your wedding one day. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. And if this is your first time chilling out and chopping it up with the old coach and the coaching staff, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss, the next time that we get together and chop it up. Because we have a lot to unpack about our Atlanta Falcons. So, I don't know if anybody's seen the interview today that's been traveling all over Twitter, all over the internet, whenever people were talking about Justin Fields saying the reason why he unfollowed the Chicago Bears. Did you hear about that, Coach Ron?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, he said that he was just getting tired of hearing about football and trade talks. He said it ain't to have nothing to do with the Chicago Bears. He a lie. He said it ain't have nothing to do with the Chicago Bears. You ain't just going to unfollow somebody just because you don't want to hear nothing about football. You're Justin freaking Fields, Bo. You're going to hear about football. Unfollowing the Chicago Bears isn't going to take football out of your algorithm. People are going to be sending you messages. People are going to be atting you, and it's not going to be about baseball. It ain't going to be about the NBA All-Star game. It's going to be about that oblong pigskin. It's going to be about football, Bo. So, a lot don't care who tell it, and it ain't care nothing about Justin Fields.
You call that man a liar?
Bold face.
Oh my God.
Bold face lie.
Woo. Southern too. You insulting that man. Oh my God.
That man lied.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. Who says I unfollowed the Chicago Bears because I didn't want to hear about football, and you got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers?
You didn't hear the example he gave either. He was like, just because you unfollow a girl on Instagram don't mean you're not still fooling with them.
That's the stupid thing I've heard.
That's what he said.
What in the world? What in the world? Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. He said, because you ain't following a girl on Instagram, that means you ain't still fooling with her.
That doesn't mean you're not still fooling with her. So you can still be fooling with her.
What sense that make?
Well, he's saying, like, I don't have to follow them to fool with them. I still mess with them. I just don't follow them no more.
So the Chicago Bears is the girl that he like hiding for the world.
Yeah.
He's not hiding his girl for the world. He's hiding.
The world for the girl.
He pulled a Drake. He pulled an Aubrey Graham. Goodness gracious, boy. See, that's, hey, I'm telling you. Shouts out to my homeboy, Lawrence Bryant, checking in with us from X. Much love to you, Bo. Hope you're doing good. Smitty's in here showing love to everybody. Shouts out to my homeboy, Smooth Smitty, one of the members of Southern Silk. Coach Ron, there was something I was thinking about earlier today. The R&B group has died.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like this newfound R&B that y'all be listening to. People like the Vitos and the Eric Bellingers and all these guys.
You don't know good R&B. Keep going.
I know good R&B.
Keep going.
The good R&B was
It has to be old to be good.
It don't gotta be old.
I get it,
It don't gotta be old.
I get it, old man. Move on.
I ain't old. I'm just saying the good R&B, the best good R&B was the groups.
We get it, Grandpa.
Everybody dressed the same. You know what I'm saying? People looking longingly at the camera.
Yeah.
Like that was a good R&B. See, first of all, that was a good R&B. You know, I was just thinking about Southern Silk. You know, thinking about whenever we go on our debut tour, how it's gonna be. Anyway, the question is, what are the Atlanta Falcons going to do about the quarterback situation? What do we think they should do about the quarterback situation? Everybody that's watching, feel free to put in the comments what you feel like we should do. If you feel like we should go with Justin Fields, feel free to put that in the comments. If you feel like we should go ahead and take Drake May, take Jaden Daniels. If you feel like a high processor is Kirk Cousins, and he was just lying like Justin Fields was about getting $45 million, he knows that he's getting closer to $30 million, and you'll take him for that. Put it in the comments. I want to know what everybody's feeling and thinking. Me, myself, I feel like, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. I know everybody's been making their points on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, what have you, in barbershops, in beauty salons, in back alleys while they're shooting dice. The question is, what would I do? Me, myself, there's this young man coming out of LSU named Mr. Jaden Daniels. Now, I feel like this guy can make every throw on the football field, and he's such an explosive player. The only thing that I'm worried about is his stature. He's a little bit on the small side. Looks like he ain't put on his grown man weight. But think about it, y'all. I think one thing that a lot of people hadn't thought about, and I was talking to Q about this today. Shouts out to my homeboy Big Q, the great Think Tank. I was talking to Big Q about this today. Imagine if we took Jaden Daniels, and for the next 10 years, Jaden Daniels mollywops the Saints every year. Imagine if we took Jaden Daniels, the boy coming out of LSU, and they loved them some LSU Bayou Bengals, and Jaden Daniels because Q told me himself, he was like, hey man, it ain't looking good. He said, it ain't looking good for the Saints. It's going to be some hard times. He said, they're going to have to figure some things out soon. And I was like, hey man, look, I completely understand, because on the defensive side of the ball for us, everybody's talking about how our defense is good. Justin Fields even said our defense was good. I'm sitting here like, hey bro, there's a lot of expiring contracts and a lot of decisions that we have to make. And, you know, one of the key cogs, the defensive coordinator, he's gone. So, with that being said, I'm really liking Jaden Daniels. If you can move up in the draft and get a Jaden Daniels, and, you know, you pair him with a Bijan Robinson, who says that he's trying to get 2,000 rushing yards next year. You know, I mean, he's thrown shade himself at Arthur Smith by saying, yeah, I didn't feel like I got the ball enough last year. You pair him with the Tyler Algier. You pair him with the Drake London, with the Kyle Pitts, with the Van Jefferson. Like, we seen what Van Jefferson was capable of that Super Bowl year in 2021. I think he had like 50 catches for like 800-something yards, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But with that being said, all of those things put together, you could have a very prolific offense for years to come. Shouts out to my homeboy Padre. He says Penix plays like he hasn't put his injuries behind him. Them knees are soft as drugstore cotton. Not the drugstore cotton. Hello, I hang up and listen. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chant. Shouts out to my homeboy Padre. And I mean, you're right. I mean, he does look and play. Sometimes he looks and plays scared. But when it comes to processing, man, he's one of the best processors in the game. Shouts out to my homeboy 330. He said, yo, coach, 3 Shouts out to my homeboy 330 coming out of North Kakalaki, man. Makes the drive down every Sunday to come see our Atlanta Falcons play from 2 states away, bro. That's dedication and love for your team. I love it, bro. I love it. Padre says, hey, coach, Juan gave from Boys to Men Sons. They got a group. They remade Please Don't Go Away From Me, and it's fire. Now, I remember seeing Juan Ye and them boys on Instagram one time. Yeah, you know, it's
apparently releasing music now.
okay, they're releasing music?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, see, thank you. That's all we want. We want 4 guys that can sing. Not that old whining stuff. Like, no, I want no nasally whiny stuff. I want some singing. See, first of all, that's singing. Man. See, Dub, shouts out to him. He says he wants in on the Southern Silk tour. See, I'm going to have to talk with everybody else and see, because, I mean, the way the money is split up, because Berto, Uncle Steve, and Smitty, they got to split that last 10%. So, I don't know. I don't know if they want that pie, cut that thin, It's, oh man! Shouts out to Mick. Much love to you, man. Jamie Jarrett says the Atlanta Falcons need to nail the draft the same way Houston did with C.J. Stroud last year. It's interesting. It's interesting that that you mentioned that, because I really feel like that kind of put some pressure on the Atlanta Falcons front office. I mean, we got to remember Zach Robinson. He actually called, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Damsky put it on Twitter. Is that whenever you sent it to me, Coach? Yeah, shouts out to Damsky, man, on Twitter. That's my homeboy from Canada. But he pulled up the old thing from PFF when he said that Patrick Mahomes was going to be the franchise quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs from years to come, and he was going to be able to give them multiple Super Bowls, and I'd be doggone. It stuck. So if he has that kind of ability, if he's reading quarterbacks like that, maybe he can do the same thing for us, So I think, we really need to pay attention to what Coach Zach Robinson is saying moving forward while we're approaching this draft, because he might be the key to us unlocking that quarterback that could take us to the next level. Because it's kind of like whenever I was talking to Big Q today. Big Q was like, man, Lo, I ain't gonna lie to you. He's like, we were kind of nervous, and we see that the Atlanta Falcons were just a quarterback away from winning the division this year. He said, and that's why you're being held back by the coach. I was like, man, Q, ain't no need in doing all that. You don't tease with a good time. Oh man, shouts out to my homeboys John and Winston over there at iTest. C-Dub, I know he'll be on there with iTest too. He says, I see that Yates is saying that he might be able to develop Ritter. Could that be what he wanted to? But Smith just stopped him. I mean, could that might be the case. That might be the case. I mean, he was probably looking at the wide receivers like, hey, I don't know why y'all got me over here. I never ran a route in my life. But if this is what you want to pay me $300,000 to do, I'll be doggone. Get a release. Like, I don't know. Shouts out to you, John, or Winston, or C-Dub. Much love to y'all fellas. That's that. Dun-da-da. That's a Superman chat. But I mean, that is a good question. That is a great question, actually. Is it one of those situations where we run it back with Ritter? Let's ask the chat what they think. Do y'all feel like the Atlanta Falcons might run it back with Ritter, or do you feel like they should run it back with Ritter? If you feel like they do, or you feel like they're going to run it back with Ritter, or you feel like they should run it back with Ritter, put a 3 in the chat. If you feel like it's one, what the world? What the world, Coach Roy? If you feel like they shouldn't run it back with Ritter, put a 4 in the chat. I just want to know. I want to know. I just want to know. Look, people put it here, they like, heck no. Diesel's a heck no. And it's a heck no. What in the world? Trigger says, oh no. What you talking about? Drez came in and says, brotherhood. Brotherhood. So if you feel like they should run it back with Ritter, put a 3 in the chat. Or if you feel like it's one of them situations where like, nah, we good. We've seen this movie before. It's like the Fast and the Furious. You're gonna jump from a building to another building. We know what's gonna happen. Put a four, put a four in the chat.
Walk the car, jump from the building.
Yes. Like we seen this before. We done seen this movie before. Oh man, y'all are crazy. Also, while we're getting those votes in, make sure that you hit that like button. I would definitely and greatly appreciate it. You hit that like button for me. I promise you, I'll dance at your wedding one day. You know, me and Coach Ronnie's wedding song was Robin Thicke, The Sweetest Love. I got the sweetest love. There ain't nothing sweeter. I got the sweetest love. Ain't nothing but... Let me stop, boy. You sounded good. Let me chill out. Let me chill out, boy. Oh, man. Let me see what everybody's talking about in here. Because, I mean, I've heard multiple sources. I've seen multiple platforms and content creators, Atlanta Falcons fans. No mention. They're like, hey, I mean, why not just run it back with Ritter? I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, hold on. Wait. What in the world, Bo? Run it back with who? You be better off calling out Jack Spade. Get Jack Spade. You know, he said he could throw an 80 on the run. I still ain't seen it. But get Jack Spade. Oh, man. So let's see what everybody's saying. Also, I'll give you 1 second. I'm finna turn my I'm finna take my business lines off. I don't want y'all to see me taking my business lines out. Give me 1 second here. All right, there you go. There you go. All right, so moving forward, let's see what everybody's saying. So I said, if you feel like, you know, we should run it back with Ritter, put a 3 in the chat. See, I said, if you feel like we should run it back with Ritter, put a 3 in the chat. Okay, thank you. If you feel like we should not, put a 4 in the chat. All right, so Triggs, he says no to Ritter. Oh, man. Anthony, he says only thing Ritter should run back is to the locker room. Wow, that's tough. Chris says, oh, heck no. He put 44 fours. Bad means ruin dreams. He says the only way they'll run it back with Ritter is if they trade or price another quarterback is too high and they can't get another guy in the draft. Oh, man. And see, that's a tough, and I'm glad you mentioned that bad means ruin dreams because remember, we got to go through free agency first. Now, if we go through free agency, and it's one of the situations where they say, hey, you know, we're not taking the quarterback in free agency. It's like the writing's on the wall, like a Destiny's Child album. Like, we know what they're going to do. You know, and that actually kind of puts them in a bad situation because those teams that are above them, like, they could literally say, hey, so, like, look, we want this, and this. If you're not willing to give it to us, then, like, that's you that's going to have to run it back with Desmond Ritter. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, you kind of put yourself at the mercy. That's why a lot of people feel like we're going to be taking the quarterback in free agency. I feel like we might be taking one in free agency and the draft. Badger says 12, better not. So I'm assuming that's 3 4s. I'm assuming. Dr. Slick, he says, I would strongly prefer that they don't. Tabro says 4. Mario says 4. He ain't even feeling it. Clay Melton, he says, I doubt this staff is willing to risk their jobs on a quarterback that played a big part in the previous staff getting fired. And I definitely see that, Coach. I definitely see that. It's like, hey, like, you know that you lost the last guy his job. And you were best friends with his daddy. So what you think that mean for me? Yeah. April says Justin Fields all day. She said bring him home. Justin Switzer, he's throwing up in his mouth. That's tough. G says absolutely not. C Doug says 4. Oh heck no. But he says 3 ye for Coach Ronnie. Iron Mike says it's an election year. 4 more years of Ritter. Oh man. Woo. Now I don't know if I can do that one, Bo. 330 says 5-0 was in the drafting of Ritter, so the new regime can't come in and and not do their due diligence before making the call. And that's true. Shouts out to Tough Picks. They said 4. They said, yeah, they moving on. Raymond Collins says, gonna wash your mouth out with ice soap. What in the world? Oh, Lysol. My bad, Lysol. Man, see, I know Raymond from the. I know where Raymond from. I know Raymond from the country. Yeah, yes. Wash your mouth out with Lysol. Don't let it stay in there too long. You know, you won't have no taste buds left. Tyler says any number is greater than 3. So basically anything else but 3. Drez, Jamie Jarrett, or is that Jaime Jarrett? They all say 4. They ain't feeling it. Mario says send Ritter to the practice squad. He don't even deserve to be on the active roster. Dressy, he says, really? 4. Yeah, really? 4. Shouts out to the ITS. They came in here. They says, and now Archie Smith is going to Pittsburgh to ruin some careers as offensive coordinator. And I see Tomlin busting his foot off in his tail end. Now, look, I hear what you're saying, Coach John or Coach Winston. You know, I got to give respect to both of them because I don't know who it is. But I hear what you're saying, but Archie Smith might just be one of those guys who's a good offensive coordinator. Think about it. I mean, that Tennessee Titans offense, it wasn't that bad. So, I mean, moving forward, you know, he comes in under the tutelage of Mike Tomlin, you know, and y'all remember what I said whenever we hire Raheem Morris. A head coach's job is to coach these coordinators and assistant coaches to get their own head coaching job one day. So with that being said, like Mike Tomlin could coach Arthur Smith up to, you know, to the point where he could get his next head coaching job and he could do a whole lot better. Like we legitimately don't know. But one thing that I do know is that that's that dun-da-da, that's a Superman chat. Shouts out to you, my family. Also, we got another Superman chat. Adrian Thomas, he says, not the biggest fan of Justin, but from a talent stance, Ritter doesn't belong in the same sentence. People acting like they can't see the upside is pure hate. Man, I mean, look, I'm not even mad at you. I'm also not even mad at that. Dun da da. That's a Superman chat. Tyler says the Titans had Derrick Henry in his prime. Says Henry equals beast. Yes, that makes a huge difference. King Henry was legitimately the truth. He was legitimately the truth. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, that is true. That's true. I mean, look, it's one of them situations where it puts everybody in a tough place. You know, because Raheem Morris, he's coming in here as the new head coach of the Falcons. He knows that the fan base is looking at him, trying to see which direction we're going to go in. Meanwhile, you got Desmond Ritter here, who's legitimately a good guy. He's legitimately a good kid, right? So, I mean, it's tough because, you know, it's like they're just in a bad place. It's awkward. It's almost like breaking up with somebody, or you know, but you're not like fully broken up with them. It reminds me of that Usher song. You know, huh? You know that song. And it shouts out to Usher because, excuse me. Shouts out to Usher because he's the only one that's keeping R&B alive today. He's the only one that's actually still singing, you know. But it's that, what's that song you be playing all the time, Coach Ronnie? The we ain't good, but we still good. Yeah, that. Yeah. No, I said Usher. Oh, good. See, okay, good. All right. But yeah, I mean, it reminds me of the Usher song. I could almost hear Desmond Ritter singing it right now. I know that you don't want me to be your quarterback. You probably don't want to bring a brother back. I don't want to go back to DoorDash. We ain't good, but we still good. Who knew it did like this? They're doing the dance. They ain't good, but they still good. Like, he's still on the team, you know. But it's one of those situations where they're like, I mean, yeah, the writing's on the wall. Like, you know, you might make it through training camp this time, but you know, you'll probably just be better off somewhere else, just being happy. We ain't good, but we still good. Imagine Dead singing that song. We ain't good. He got such a. We ain't good. Coach Rose said, well, Calais Campbell singing, we ain't good, but we still good. You know, he do the Dirty Bird for everything. Oh, man. Shout out to Deshaun there. He said, what in the world, Bo? Time to get our quarterback. Yeah, get to some. You already know it, man. It's that time. It's that time. You know, it's crazy because it's a very happy time in Atlanta, right? It's our own, you know. Shouts out to Beyonce. It's our own personal renaissance, right? We're rising from the ashes. We went through some tough times. We had a Pro Bowl caliber running back, and we didn't give him the ball. You know, we had Kyle Pitts. We didn't give him the ball. You know, we gave the ball to John Smith instead because, you know, it was I still don't know why, but you know, moving forward, we're getting a new quarterback. We're going to you know, continue to build this team. Like I said, we got some issues on the defense, guys, that are legitimately concerning to me. Like, y'all know, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. The defense is concerning to me. I don't want to be a situation where, you know, we got used to seeing a legitimate, capable defense, and then, you know, we take one step forward and two steps back after losing Ryan Nielsen. So hopefully Jerry Gray can really step in there and help out Coach Lake's, Coach Jimmy Lake, Ricky Lake's little brother, to come in and do some special things because, you know, I know that they said they're trying to figure out what they're going to do as far as the defensive front. And whenever I say defensive front, you know, they said that they were looking at going back to a 3-4 defense. I'm looking at our defensive front, and who's going to play 3-4? Because David Ayamada, like he's a 4-3 defensive tackle. I mean, we seen how the experiment went with Grady Jarrett whenever he was playing 3-4 before. I mean, you know, I know we ran a few sub packages, but I know that they said they're going to play multiple fronts. I feel like they're just going to be playing that 3-4 based off of the situations that they're given, down and distance, the preferences and the tendencies that the team that they're playing against are running. So I'm eager to see how our defense is going to come together. You got a whole bunch of one-year deals and guys at the end of their contract that, you know, we're going to have to make decisions about. You got guys like A.J. Terrell, guys like Bud Dupree, and you know, Jeff Okudah. You know, all these guys it's going to make a huge impact on which direction that we go in. So, I mean, but like I said, it's a time of a new beginning. It's a time of, you know, we're going to see which direction we're going to go in as a team because the NFC South is wide open. You know, if first of all, the Buccaneers do give Baker Mayfield $40 million, that's a win for us. That's a win for us, right? The New Orleans Saints is like they slipped up and they accidentally hit the wrong button whenever they meant to hit deny for Dennis Allen. They accidentally hit approve. So, you know, they stuck with him for another year. What they thinking, I don't know. And then, I mean, Carolina is like, I don't know what's going on in Carolina. It's hard times. You know, they traded the farm for Bryce Young, and, you know, Bryce Young, he out there looking shell-shocked. Y'all remember watching Doug? You remember when Doug was stressed? That's how Bryce Young looking. He looking stressed out there in Carolina. Like, he can't find no good barbecue or nothing. So it's hard times. And somebody could make sure Can somebody please let me know how many likes we have in the chat? You could definitely let me know that. I would greatly appreciate that. Coach Ronnie, have you hit the like button?
100%.
So whenever you tell me the amount of likes, make sure that you put that it's -1. I would definitely appreciate that.
Like me, guys, early.
Okay. So make sure that it's -1 because Coach Ronnie, she always late to the party, and we want the authentic number. You know, we don't want no inflated number. So if y'all can definitely do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Shouts out to my homeboy A1 Forever. Much love to you, Bo. Hope you're doing good tonight, my family. He said 66 likes. I definitely appreciate that. Look, if y'all could hit that like button for us, we would definitely appreciate that. And, you know, moving forward, if you're watching the show afterwards, make sure you hit that like button and also make sure you put a what in the world, Bo, in the chat. So with that being said, I know that the whole premise and the whole purpose of this show was to talk about what we're doing at the quarterback position. And if you're just coming in here a little bit later, after you know we talked about it and after we hit on it previously, you know, the whole Justin Fields conversation. You know, I don't know if it's a situation where we want to bring the young bull back home, and it would definitely be a feel-good story, especially if he wins. But the biggest question is we just don't know what he's capable of doing. He was in a bad situation in Chicago, right? 3 offensive coordinators, if I'm not mistaken, the last 3 years. So like every time he got a chance to, get comfortable and, kind of feel things out, things changed up on him because nobody was actually applying, nobody was actually nurturing his talent. So to a certain extent, it's almost like he is coming in as a rookie. If we keep it above, it's almost like he's coming in as a rookie. So, that's something that we definitely got to consider. Shouts out to my boy Chuck. He says, what's your take on J.J. McCarthy? He might be the pick at 8. I ain't going to lie to you. It's like J.J., he's a very talented young man. I don't know if he's that high processor like Coach Robinson and Coach Morris we're talking about. I don't know. I know that he's a great leader. He led his team to a national championship. Mentally tough kid. You got to be playing for Coach Jim Harbaugh. But moving forward, I don't know if I would take him at 8. I might take him a little bit later on in the draft, but taking him at 8, I don't know if I would do that, Coach. But he's definitely a heck of a quarterback. Titans in here. What in the world, Bo? Hope you're doing good tonight, fam. Also, old Trey Parrish coming to the party. Much love to you, Trey. What you up to over there, Bo? I know sister-in-law over there hating. If you could, I'm finna say this for sister-in-law. Sister-in-law, get that hate out your heart. Trey, feel free to rewind it back to that and play it for sister-in-law. Get that hate out your heart, sis. We know how you be hating. C-Dub, he says he could be a beta processor where you got to smack the box. What in the world? Man, we don't want that kind of processing. We want quick processing guys. We don't want you to have to stop and put it together. We want you to think on the fly. Think on the fly. CT in here. He said, what in the world, Bo? What's up, Big Low and Coach Ronnie? Hey man, we over here chilling, laid back, trying to catch that feeling, man. Hope you're doing good over there your way. Definitely. So, if anybody's looking for my answer, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I feel like at this time, I feel like we should go ahead and just wait on getting a Justin Fields, unless it's one of those situations where the deal is just too good to be true. Like if it's a situation where they're, a 3rd round pick or something random like that, I'll take it. I'll try it out. Bring him in training camp. Also, go ahead and draft you a rookie. You can have a room full of learning. And then moving forward, if Justin Fields is legitimately the guy, he'll beat that rookie out. And that rookie, he'll have a chance to sit up underneath him. And then moving forward, you'll go ahead and make your decision the year after that. But either way, you're almost guaranteed to have a high level of quarterback play. if you want to resolve a situation and resolve an issue, you're going to have to kind of do like what Thomas Dimitrov did the year that he drafted Caleb McGarry and Chris Lindstrom. Arthur Blank, he came into the office one day and said, listen here, you nincompoop. We need to fix this offensive line. Are you going to be floating in the river? And Thomas Dimitrov was like, okay, I got you. And, he doubled down, took 2 first rounders for the offensive line. And, now here we are, 4 years later, talking about how our offensive line is one of the best ones in the NFL, even though Caleb McGarry cannot block a pass rusher to save his life. But, sometimes you just have to double down. To fix issues, sometimes you just have to double down and overcorrect to resolve the issue. And, it might be one of the situations where this may be one of those things. Coach Trey says, sister-in-law just gave me the stale face. What in the world? Goodness gracious. Man, you see how family do you? That's rough. Bad Means Ruined Dream says, what would the Falcons need to do to get Ryan to be a quarterback assistant coach during the offseason? They have to pay him $20 million because he's getting broke off at CBS. Man, Ryan ain't trying to be no quarterback coach. He go to the production meetings. He comes, calls the game, and then he goes home. That's all Matt Ryan got to do. He get broke. And he's good at it. So, yeah, Matt Ryan, he ain't going to be a quarterback coach. Delayed J says he feels like Sanu needs to be a wide receiver assistant. I could definitely see that. I've seen clips where he's coached guys up. Like, he's a heck of a coach. People respect him. I could definitely see it being one of those situations where he would be a really good coach. And he loves Atlanta. I seen him. I seen him in Atlanta. I ain't gonna say where I seen him at, but I seen him in Atlanta a couple of times. So yeah, he loves Atlanta. He loves Atlanta. Kidder says Desmond winks and waves at you. What in the world? Oh man. The King says Michael Penix's injury scared. Yeah. And that's the biggest issue with Michael Penix. He's those injuries is definitely a concern. And it's kind of like what Padre mentioned earlier. It's like he plays like that. Injuries in the back of his mind. So that's something that you definitely want to pay attention to. TBI, he says, do you think they should trade up and get in the top 3? I don't think they're going to give up the farm to get in the top 3. The way I look at it is that if Zach Robinson sees a guy in the top 3 that he feels like could be, a Pro Bowl player, feels like could be a franchise quarterback, I feel like the Falcons will take him. Going through this last year of quarterback play, and like I said, I was talking to a coach that he actually coached Desmond Ridder in college. Well, he was on a coaching staff in Cincinnati when Desmond Ridder was there, and he said himself, he was like, "Yeah, Desmond played terribly last year." He said it himself. I was trying to sugarcoat it. I was like, yeah, I was rooting for him. He was like, yeah, he played like crap. So, if one of Desmond's friends say that, like somebody who's, he has a close relationship with, it's pretty obvious. The writing's on the wall, right? So, it's one of those things. Tyler, he says, I say we're about 50% on the line. I could work with that. But the thing is that there's nobody, there's very few teams in the NFL with good offensive lines, if that makes sense, like with just good offensive lines. So, look, I'll take our offensive line any day. You got a fairly young offensive line besides Jake Matthews. I'll take these guys. I feel like they're going to continue to grow together and do some special things. T-Baby says it's going to be an epic trade year this year. All the top teams will trade out of those spots and gather resources it takes an entire team to beat the Chiefs. You ain't never lied about that, Bo. These Chiefs, well, they can win in so many different ways. Tyler says Matt Ryan not wanting to coach. Being a coach is too much work. Exactly. Exactly. Why you think I ain't coaching? It's too much work. Shouts out, Cheese. Hope you doing good, fam. Also, my homeboy Jay's in here. He says the coaching staff is going to crash and burn. It's Quinn 2.0 with bootleg Shanahan and no Matt Ryan. Goodness gracious, Jay. Doggone, that's tough right now, bro. Chris, he says, if you go with Fields, you can go after one of those tackles at 8 and replace the guy on the right. Yeah, Caleb is, like I said, he can't pass block for nothing. Now, if you just going forward, yeah, it's definitely a good look. But going side to side and kicking back, yeah, Caleb McGarry, he French toast all day. All day. Tyler says, if we could just commit to playing some Creed during practice, Kirk Cousins will come in. Will you are with me? I'm free. I'm careless. I believe. He says, we feel like our quarterback should be Mr. Unlimited. We should go get Russ. Ain't nobody fooling with you, Tyler. Oh, man. Clay Belt says J.J. McCarthy NFL comp is Kirk Cousins. That's ironic. That's crazy. That's crazy. Jay with Superman chat. He says trade up to 3 and draft J.J. McCarthy. He may even go second overall, in my opinion. I would take him over every quarterback in this draft, including Caleb. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. Hey, man, I'm not even mad at you, Bo. Like I said, JJ, he's a legit leader of men. Like, he led that team to a national championship. You can't take that away from him. He made very few mistakes last year. I know that the whole game whole game manager situation was a hot button topic this year. But look, he did his job. He did what he was supposed to do. But whatever says, I hope you and Coach Ron ain't selling that touch and bust behind bum Justin Fields. Nah, man, we ain't really. Like I said, we don't really know what Justin Fields is. So it's one of those situations where I think Zach Robinson is going to have to do some digging to determine where we go with the quarterback position. A1 Forever. Shouts out to my homeboy Chris Tipmore. I'll make sure to try to check out Chris Tipmore at A1 Forever over there on his channel, man. Great content. We'll try to link up with my boy sometime soon. He says, you want a Jalen Daniels. That's what you want. That's what I want. I'm just being completely honest with you. If we get Jalen Daniels, it's going to change the game. It's going to change the game. It's like on all 3 levels, we're going to be deadly. Then you got, think about this. You got Jaden Daniels, who is an excellent deep passer. You got the Van Jeffersons who can stretch the field. You got the guys like Drake London who can work on all 3 levels. You also got Kyle Pitts. I don't know if y'all heard when Zach Robinson was like, yeah, we plan on running Kyle Pitts as a tight end, like not as being all over the place as a weapon. He's going to be a tight end, right? So Kyle Pitts, all 3 levels. All 3 levels. He played hurt last year, still had that issue with the PCL. Now he's going to come back healthy, ready, better than ever with a new offense. He could have a career year next year. And then, you got Bijan Robinson. After that field is stretched out, Bijan Robinson, he can take a screen and take it to the house. We seen him. We seen the potential of Bijan Robinson last year in that Saints game when he caught that ball in the flat. He had a perfectly timed pass, caught it, and took it up the field. It was very reminiscent of what we seen in Texas. We hadn't seen that all season, but we finally got a chance to see it. The last game of the season with Bijan Robinson, and it was a beautiful thing. So, yeah, I mean, if you get a guy like a Jaden Daniels who could, hit all 3 levels, and he could You got to be worried about him taking off and running too, because he got a different kind of speed. Like I remember watching him, like he just pulled it down and just took off down the sideline. I was like, it doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but he's moving that fast. That's Bo. That's gonna be tough to stop. That's gonna be. I mean, that's all I can say, Bo. It's gonna be tough to stop. Shouts out Brian Peoples in here, man. Much love to you. Another one of the most low country boys down there in South Kakalaki. Hope you're doing good tonight, my family. Yeah, my sacrifice. Yeah, that was a classic. That was a classic. Tony Wright says, we seeing you in Atlanta too, Low, with real estate agents, lawyers, billionaires, and entrepreneurs. Julio Jones. Have a lunch, discuss a bit. Who do you think you seeing, Tony Wright? You ain't seeing me. You ain't seeing me. I be at home working. I be at home working insurance claims. That's all I be doing. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh man. See, Dub said, I got you, Big Dog. I'll say Creed if you did. Nah, I got it. See, Dub says, I need a wig if you want me to do some Creed and some black leather pants. What in the world, Bo? What you got going on? Oh, my goodness. Y'all are crazy. A1, he says, the thing I like the most is the lead. He leads receivers to gain yards after the catch. Yes, we want the yakety yak. That's what we want. We want the yakety yak. Set them guys up. Shouts out to my homeboy, ATLGA Faithful. DC's in the house. Much love to you, man. I appreciate you and everything you do. Okay, so you team Jaden Daniels too. Okay. Tyler Russell, he said, what about Joe Flacco for a year? If he fits, look, shouts out to my homeboy, the Falconator. He hit me up earlier tonight. We were just talking ball. And it's like I told him, if he fits the team system, if he's affordable, they feel like they can win some games and make a playoff run with him, I'm all for it. Because the crazy thing is that I'm going to be there on Sundays. I'm going to be there on Sundays. Ain't no need in going and, with the anticipation of, man, I really didn't want to get this guy, and I done paid all this money to watch these guys every Sunday. Like, nah, I'm potentially going to be traveling to Brazil, and, this is a guy that I didn't want. So the way I'm looking at it is, if he fits their system, he's affordable, he can give us a chance to win, I'm all for it. Shouts out to my homeboy D Jinx in the house. Much love to you, Bo. JDS says it's about to be Kirk and JJ. Just watch. I ain't mad at you, Bo. I ain't mad at you. About whatever says if we move on the quarterback, get Baltimore's back up. You talk about Huntley? Tyler Huntley? Once again, if it's a situation, Chris, he says two. He says that he ain't going for Justin Fields. That was a little bit earlier in the stream. But yeah, look, if it works, if he fits the system, this is the same guy when everybody was calling Andy Reid a fool. When everybody was calling Andy Reid a fool because they went ahead and got Patrick Mahomes. This is the same guy who was like, oh yeah, well, Zach Robinson was like, yeah, Patrick Mahomes gonna be a franchise quarterback. He's gonna win multiple Super Bowls, and I'll be doggone, but what happened? Who just won the Super Bowl? So in that case, in my mind, the proof is in the pudding. So about whatever, if that's Tyler Huntley, that's who they riding with, I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna be right there on Sundays. I'll be right there. Seeing what Tyler, let's go Tyler. That's what I'm gonna be saying. Not Tyler Russell, Tyler Huntley. Let's go Tyler. That's what I'm gonna be saying, Bo. Tyler Russell gonna be sitting beside me. Tyler Russell gonna be sitting beside me like, hey, that was good. That was a good throw, right, Tyler? Tyler did his thing on that one. Oh man. True Tell 3K says usually the Falcons do the opposite of what a lot of people think they're going to do. That's why I think it won't be Fields.
You saying that in a good way?
I don't know. I don't know if it's good, but I do agree with him.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, Clay Melt, he says if you want Williams, May, or Daniels, say bye to quality draft picks for the next 2 years. But see, the thing is that we've had quality draft picks for the last 2 years. So it's like whenever you hit on your drafts, like the years prior, it's cool to trade picks away, in my opinion. Like, sometimes you got to give and take, right? So if it's a situation where, you mess around and, you hit on your last 2 or 3 drafts, giving up a first and second next year and something like that, or I'm willing to do it. I'm definitely cool with it. Jay says I'm worried about Kirk Cousins' injury too, but it seems like that's who we'll end up with. To be honest, I mean, look, if we get Kirk Cousins and we end up drafting a guy, like we'll basically be doing what the Jets should have done last year, right? Well, I ain't gonna say they should have done it. Well, yeah, they kind of should have done. Basically, whenever they got Aaron Rodgers, they thought Aaron Rodgers was the key to all their problems. Soon as he get out there, regular season, pops that Achilles, and Aaron Rodgers, boy, he's the only person to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be back before the season comes. And like he ain't come back. Like we knew you weren't coming back, Aaron. Anyway, it's like, but they had Zach Wilson on the roster, but it's obvious that they moved on from Zach Wilson. But I mean, but with that being said, it's like, I legitimately think that if we get somebody like a Kirk Cousins, we'll actually have like a backup plan, or like the guy who Kirk Cousins is trying to kind of help develop, just step in to go ahead and run the offense. So that's what I'm saying. I really feel like we're going to double down on the quarterback position. There was something I did want to acknowledge. Moving forward, it's like everybody's talking about like all these scenarios, but one thing that you got to remember is that in the NFL is just like real life. Relationships matter a whole lot, right? So I'm legitimately thinking that a lot of these teams, especially these teams that could be ahead of us, that need quarterbacks, I feel like they might go in directions that we might not think they will go in. For example, think about this. Everybody's talking about how the Falcons could be one of the teams to get Russell Wilson. Who else needs a quarterback? The Washington Commanders. Who just became the head coach of the Washington Commanders? Dan Quinn, who was the defensive coordinator of the Seattle Seahawks whenever Russell Wilson was his most successful. If I'm not mistaken, I also think Russell Wilson has family in the DMV area.
He's from Virginia.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that being said, is it far-fetched that Washington could just say, hey, we're going to get Russell Wilson because we got this young team. Let's get a veteran quarterback. And Russell Wilson does the favor for Dan Quinn and comes over and tries to go ahead and, help get them a run and help establish his coaching tenure in Washington. Is that too far-fetched? Right? I'm just saying. Is that too far-fetched? Tyler Russell says, oh, relationships. We can get Stafford. You ain't finna get Stafford. you ain't finna get Stafford. After Stafford's done in L.A., he shut it down. Like, you can tell he's come to the end of the road. Like boys to men. It's over. Now, another scenario that you could consider, Cliff Kingsbury is in Washington now as well. I know that Kyler Murray, a lot of people saying that they thought that he might be out, after last season. They think that he might move on. That could be another destination that he can go to, right? So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm also hearing rumors I'm hearing a lot of rumors about Dak Prescott, guys. I'm, and you know, when they say when there's smoke, there's fire. I'm hearing rumors about Dak Prescott. People saying Dak Prescott might end up being traded. Jerry Jones is ready to go in a different direction. He don't feel like Dak Prescott can get it done in the big games. So I mean, I'm Tyrus says no. I'm not saying Dak Prescott's coming here. I'm just saying that could be another name thrown into the fray, where you know it could be one of them situations where he might go to one of these teams that need a quarterback. He might go to a New England Patriots, or you know he might go to a Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Because that's another thing that you have to consider. Why wouldn't Russell Wilson go to Pittsburgh? Once again, one thing that Mike Tomlin does, he loves to bring in guys from that DMV area because Mike Tomlin's from that area. So with that being said, why wouldn't the Pittsburgh Steelers go out and get a Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson fits Arthur Smith's offensive scheme. Like he fits it. He can run it. He can probably run it as optimally as possible. So why not go off and get Russell Wilson? Basically, what I'm saying is that if these different teams make all these different moves, all of those moves would affect the Atlanta Falcons. That's what I'm saying. So if the New England Patriots, they mess around and get a Dak Prescott, or they mess around and get a Russell Wilson or somebody like that, that'll be one less team that needs a quarterback. So instead of trading up to 3, you just go ahead and let them get the Marvin Harrison Jr.'s or whoever, and then you know you can kind of wait and see what's going to happen moving forward. Moondog says, "Are we being realistic? Or are we hoping for the tooth fairy?" hey, I don't know, Bo. I'm just saying every year something happens that we didn't expect to happen, right? Who expected Matthew Stafford to get traded to the Los Angeles Rams? Nobody saw that coming. But then it's like after it happened, you're like, oh, you know what? That actually makes sense. Nobody expected Jalen Ramsey to get traded to the Miami Dolphins, and then you're like, you know what? That actually makes sense. I can see that. Florida boy, I want to go back home. So I mean, we legit don't know. You know, we're talking about how we need a wide receiver too. You know, who's to say Calvin Ridley doesn't come back to the Falcons? Like, we legitimately don't know. Oh man. Dres Latimer, he says, I saw people talking about Jaden Daniels isn't a great passer, but when you take away his scrambling ability, but the NFL is all about taking away what you give more and move on to the next play. I mean, I definitely understand that. Or it's also about how good are you at doing what you do best. You know, people could try to take it away, but can they really take it away if you're doing good at it? Shouts out to Pelicans, know you in the house. Much love to you, Bo. Hope you're doing good, fam. Tyler Russell says, I saw a fun article today about if Mike McDaniels is on the hot seat with Tua. He said, I'll take both. Boy. I mean, I see that article too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Coach Ronnie. I mean, I don't know if he's on the hot seat, but I think people are like asking. It's like articles asking, is he on the hot seat? Like, is he hot seat worthy? Kind of same way we were asking if Arthur Smith was on the hot seat last time this year.
I wasn't asking. I kept that seat warmed up for him all.
Okay, Coach Ronnie. Okay, Coach Ronnie, I hear you. Pelicans Noya says 4 new offensive coordinators in the NFC South. What in the world, Bo? Yeah, we got 4 new offensive coordinators. So I feel like that's pretty indicative of how bad the offenses were last year in the NFC South. Everybody switched the game up. So we're going to see how it goes. But yeah, man, look, it's one of those situations where it's going to be a fun off season. You know, free agency's right around the corner, and we're going to see what happens. Shouts out to you, Ramsey Ward. Hope you're doing good tonight, fam. Yeah, so you know, moving forward, just want to let y'all know we've been taking Shady to camps and taking them to college visits and everything. So we've been on the road and doing stuff like that. So 7-on-7 tournaments and things. We've been having a good time with it. But whenever we get a chance to come and chop it up with the coaching staff, we definitely got to do it. We have such a great time chopping it up with y'all. Y'all always bring some new thoughts, and your introspective is a beautiful thing. Oh yeah, you already know, Tyler. You already know. Brian People says, "Who's the Saints OC now?" Clint Kubiak. So Gary Kubiak's son is the Saints OC now. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. Let's see. Black Mario says, Coach Roney and Desmond Ritter got Arthur Smith fired. Well, dang, Coach Roney. Sharon Corbin says, do y'all think we should try to get Mike Evans? Hey, I mean, I take Mike Evans. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, the thing is, yeah, they say he's gonna want 20 mil. They say he's gonna want 20 mil. But I know I would take him. But to be completely honest with you, I don't know if you need another Drake London. We need somebody that can kind of stretch the field out. But at the end of the day, he's Mike freaking Evans. Like that's a guaranteed 1,000-yard season. I would definitely take him, but he's gonna want a whole lot of money. And I heard that it's probably a good possibility he's gonna stay in Tampa. So we'll see. C. Doug says, Big Low, anytime you want hit me up. I would love to have y'all over. Oh man, I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that. Boudal says, if Zach can make Justin better, why can't we believe he can make Ritter better? I mean, look, once again, we legitimately don't know. The thing is that we wasn't in the room where it happens. So we don't know how much Desmond Ritter was being handcuffed. We don't know, exactly. We don't know exactly how bad that offense was being ran behind the scenes. But one thing that we can say is that we seen Desmond Ritter have Drake London wide open, and he just threw it to
the other team.
Just threw it to the other team. It was getting to the point I was like, is he point shaving? Like, what's? I mean, but it's one of those cases where we legitimately don't know. I mean, Zach Robinson could be that guy that could take him to another level. The kid 94 in here, he says, Coach Lowe, when the season kick off, who you think will be our starting quarterback? Man, Coach, that's the crazy thing, because I've been trying to figure that out. I've been seriously trying to just figure out what scenario would happen. But to be honest with you, I would love Jaden Daniels, and I don't even know if I would want him to be the starting quarterback. I think it might be a situation where I would love for him to sit behind a guy, learn the offense the right way, because we're so used to seeing guys come in and start and they struggle and it affects them long term throughout their career. Meanwhile, we just seen Bryce Love come in after sitting for 3 years and lead the Packers to a playoff run. So I don't know, Coach. That's the question, but that's why it's gonna be so fun. That's why it's gonna be so fun to watch everything going on. Yeah, we don't know, Mergod. Ritter could have been handcuffed. We legitimately don't know. I think they have odds for who's gonna get Justin Fields, Tyler, but I don't know about as far as the actual quarterback situation. In Vegas, they legitimately bet on anything, so that's probably definitely an option. Jordan Love. I don't know why I said Bryce Love. What in the world? Appreciate you, Coach. Jordan Love. My bad. Jordan, it felt funny whenever I was saying it. Jordan Love came in and, led them to a playoff break. Thank you, Coach, for keeping me in line. Oh, man. But look, man, like I said, I definitely appreciate y'all coming in and chopping it up with Old Country Boy. We always have a great time whenever we link up. Much love to y'all. We'll be getting back with you. Like I said, I just been tied up with this recruiting process. But we're gonna have fun with this free agency. We're gonna have fun with this draft. Y'all know me and Smitty, Berto, hopefully Uncle Steve we normally get together and we do like a mock draft or two before the draft comes, and we have a good time with that. We're just gonna have a great time. This is a new beginning for our Atlanta Falcons, and moving forward. Let's just enjoy it. Let's just enjoy the ride, Bo. It's going to be fun. But in the meantime, I need y'all to stay safe. Please don't do anything that I would do. Make sure that you hit that like button. If you ain't hit that like, matter of fact, somebody give me a count? What's the like looking like? What's the like count looking like? I like to finish off with 100. If we finish off with 100, we doing good. But if we didn't, I completely understand. Because somebody give me a count on the likes. I would definitely and greatly appreciate it. And make sure that it's -1, because Coach Roney, she didn't hit the like before. Okay, we're at 9. I'll take that, Coach Roney. I'll take that. Well, 89. We're at 89. Okay, I'll take that. Thank y'all so much for coming in, chopping up with us. Y'all stay safe. Please don't do anything that I would do. Enjoy your Friday tomorrow. Don't get fired, but enjoy your Friday tomorrow. What in the world, Bo?